Hey, I hope all is well with you. I'm doing pretty good. And I'm here with the Mugen Switch. Yes, there's a Switch version if you didn't know. I actually started off with this one. This is the Mugen, the regular Mugen. Works great. Fell absolutely in love. I wouldn't say it was love at first sight. It took me a couple passes and time to just play with it to really understand the magic of this brewer. I brewed so many cups with it. I did experiments. I did whole bag challenges. It just really never disappointed. You can do 1 pour, 2 pours, 3 pours, 1 pulse, whatever you want to do. Bloom, no bloom. It worked out pretty well. And then I was searching online and I saw that they had a Switch version, which I was really pleasantly surprised. So the next thing I did, like a coffee geek or nerd or just somebody who's in love with gear too, unfortunately, is I purchased it. And this is it right here. This is the Mugen Switch. And it's better. It's better than this. We're going to talk about it more as we make our cup of coffee. Got a good working recipe. We'll explain that soon too. Why did I get the Mugen? Because it was cheap. That's the main reason why I got it. The other reason is because it's a good idea from time to time to try to understand gear. Why it's relevant, why it's important, and how it can actually help you. In this case, I was intrigued or fascinated or wonder why there was no ridges on this brewer. Has like a star function, but it's not like protruding out. So it's flush to the surface of the actual brewer. Actually, it extrudes out on the outside of the brewer, which doesn't do anything, but it's extremely flat, extremely smooth. There's no ridges as it is with the regular Hario V60. And then they said that it does a good pour. So my logic or idea was like, how? Why? It doesn't mimic the other one. It's not the same and doesn't do the exact same thing. And what's so special about it? I realized with the regular Mugen dripper is that a lot of the rules that you think that you're following, they kind of go out the window. Yes, this is a plastic brewer. It does a relatively good job of draw downing the coffee. But the cool thing about it is that for me, it hasn't allowed me to have sweeter cups of coffee. It truly has. You play around with the grind size. You can go a lot finer and still not get bitterness. Just because since a lot of times people are doing 1 pours, it's just 1 pour, right? So you want to try to extract as much as you can. Just like automatic drip machine. It doesn't have really pulses except it's more high tech. It just has 1 speed that just comes out. And a lot of times people think that you're going to have to go a lot coarser. But in my studies and experiments, you're going to have to go a lot finer. Just because you're trying to build up that extraction. If you don't do that, then you're going to have a really weak cup. In my first impressions of the Mugen dripper, that's what I was getting. I was like, this is crap. This doesn't make sense. And then I started to think with the whole definition of what Mugen is. If you don't know already, Mugen means endless, limitless, meaning there's so many different possibilities with it. So you don't necessarily have to try to treat it like a Hario V60. You can do multiple pulses. You can do the same things that you do with the Hario V60. But the thing about it is, since it does have a unique way of actually brewing a cup of coffee, I think you have to go with the flow that works best for the machine. Like I said, you can do Hario V60 recipes, or you could just do Mugen recipes. And what I mean by that is that I like a good bloom on the Mugen dripper. Meaning that if I'm going to be doing like 150 grams of coffee like I did just now, I like that first pour to be almost half of the allotted water that I'll be using for the recipe. Sometimes I wait 30 seconds, sometimes I wait a minute, you know, and then I do one single pour or two pours. There's been times where I rarely do it now, the one pour method of the Mugen dripper. You can, but I do like a bloom. I'm not gonna lie, I do like a bloom. So let's get a cup of coffee and I'll talk about the recipe that I just made with the Mugen Switch. Sweet, it's fruity, it's not so loud in your face. One thing that I have noticed with the Hario V60 that it tends to bring out more acidity in the cup of coffee compared to mostly any brewer that I use. The flatbed usually tames the brew and all that good stuff. Speaking of flatbed, that's also the brilliant thing about the 60-degree cone. You can put a cone in here. I mean, of course you could put a cone in here. You can put a flatbed brewer filter. Let's demonstrate. So this one right here is a Cleaner Wave filter. Let's put it in. If you use this, it mimics a Hario V60 or any other brewer. Has the ridges. And then nice, good, fast drawdown. If that's what you like. This is the April brewer. It works. It's going to sit a little bit higher. You can kind of see that a little bit. That actually sits a little bit higher. Works. If you want a fast filter, this is what you use, right? So the recipe that I just used just now was, I don't know, I made it up. I really don't look at things online. Probably somebody made it up too. Doesn't matter. Okay. It's a combination of immersion and percolation. So I think that some people do that from time to time. I think I did a review or a reaction video to one of the brewer's cup. And yeah, but he took some of the liquid out, which tasted like crap, at least to me. So put a filter in there. This time I use a fast filter because my regular filters are somewhere else. Put the coffee in. This was 10 grams. I want to get 150 grams out of it. So that's 1:15 ratio. And then I put 75 grams of coffee in, waited 2 minutes for the percolation. Is it percolation? No, immersion. After 2 minutes, let it draw down a little bit, about 5 to 10 seconds. Time doesn't matter, just kind of do what you feel with the drawdown. And then I poured, swirl, you know, middle, on the sides a little bit. And then I finished my brew in the middle for the other 75 grams. And that's it. That's my recipe. That's the one I've been rocking for a while. It's been working out pretty well. So look at the Mugen dripper. It's just like the Hario V60 Switch. I think it's better. I think this is the best brewer that anybody can get. It really is. It gets out the way. It gets you to stop thinking in the same way that you're normally used to thinking. It allows you to just be free of rules. This is what I made up. I'm sure people have been online and with all these switches and stuff, they've made up their own recipes, something similar to this. But this one is more versatile because there's no ridges. Don't get it. I don't get why it works, but it does. I'm an engineer. I probably should try to figure this out. But this is my other good friend, the Hario V60 Switch. The difference here is glass. It's more fragile, a little bit more careful about how I use it when I use it. But you can see that it has ridges all around it. And I think it holds heat a little bit better. I don't know if the coffee tastes that much different. That's a story for another day. But this brewer is amazing. It's fun, it's exciting. And my first impressions of it was that it was dumb. It didn't make any sense. It was something that we didn't need anything of anymore. But it being $35, the actual Mugen dripper, it's pretty cool that we can be on here, understand coffee even more so. And this allows me, at least, I don't know about you, a chance and opportunity to get out of your head. To get out your head to the point to where you're not thinking so much about recipe. You're thinking more so like, what does the cup taste like? And that's what you're supposed to do anyway. But, excuse me, but this allows you the opportunity to not worry about it being perfect, not having things the way that you're customarily using. This will get you there about 90% of the time. This is a lot of fun. This one will get you to actually use a lot finer grind just because of the way that it's just free flowing. There's no stoppage. There's nothing like that. But this one, I've noticed, is that I can go a lot coarser with my grinds just because of the different recipes that I can do. I can go finer if I still want to go that way. I can leave it open and play around with it that way. It's just so much fun. And at $35 about, you know, I don't work for Mugen or Hario or whatever. You can get whatever brewer that you want to. But at the end of the day, it's all about making a good cup of coffee. And this allows you to. Just gets you thinking. It gets you being more creative. And for the most part, if you play around with it, you'll start to figure out what coffees work best for you. Because for the most part, this brewer can handle any coffee. And something about the magic of no ridges that they figured out how you can still make a very good cup of coffee. The coffee's a lot sweeter. So, yeah, I vouch for this. This right here is truly the best brewer out. It is. And it's not gonna rob you of your soul because you spent $70, $80 on a brewer that you're just wondering, like, meh. This is a good one. If you can't get there yet, this is a good honorary version of it. So I rank this one, this one 2, list 3. So this is okay at Everyday Beans. Just talking about coffee gear, something that you probably don't know about. If you do, that's great. If you, let's talk about it. What do you like about it? Do you like it? Do you brew with this? Do you not? Do you think about how you brew your cup of coffee? Can you actually taste sweetness in a brewer? Because that's really what's all about. So this is Oki at Everyday Beans signing off. I'll talk to you later. Bye.